Hello and welcome to The Regulars. I'm Stacey McGonigal.
Hi, my name is Jason DeRoss.
It's so ridiculous. What else will we add? Okay, let's just jump into it. Like, our guest today, like, I am smitten like a goddamn kitten. Like, we are simply and utterly not worthy.
I think this is the first time that we're doing, like, all of us are in different locations.
Yes.
Geographically.
We have actor, comedian, improviser extraordinaire. Are you looking at it right now?
This is why I'll never host a stand-up show. Let's bring him up and hype it up. You're like, actor, stand-up, amazing actress. You're going to see so much better. I'm like, she's also in a different geographical location. Let's give it up for her.
Caitlin Howden.
Hi.
Oh my God.
Gosh.
We are so excited that you even agreed. You're in the same time zone as Jason, which is ungodly, although you said you're a morning person. Welcome.
If you think I'm going to miss out on the opportunity to guest on one of my all-time favorite podcasts, you cuckoo bonobos, okay? You're nuts.
Caitlin.
You're nuts.
Oh my gosh. Literally, you're one of my most favorite people. You are just so knowledgeable on many fronts. And the fact that you listen to this podcast, we are simply not worthy of your ears.
Well, no, I hate it because now I feel like I have to step up my game because this is like... Now I know Caitlin's listening.
Yeah.
I love this podcast, and I want you to know, because I listen to it in a different time zone, I never really get to be here for this. Like, this is a podcast where, like, when I've got some time, I'm like, I'm gonna listen to the regulars because I'm lonely and I like feeling like they're my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm gonna be in the same. Maybe Snake King's gonna show up. You know what? I mean, all these things where you're like, oh, are we gonna play Ding That's My Stop? Is Elizabeth gonna say something helpful?
Honestly, this warms the cockles of my heart. I really hope.
Welcome to the community. It feels like you've been up living in the next town over with like on a hill with binoculars looking down, and now today you're going to be on the street.
Oh yeah.
I finally get to be here, and so thank you so much for having me.
Welcome. It really is, honestly, I feel like I can talk to you about like, you know, everything, and the fact that we've brought up Snake King and Elizabeth is really just like quite wonderful on many fronts, because we can't really talk about Snake King outside of this, you know. If you know, you know.
No, and I've tried to talk to people about Snake King outside of this, and they don't take.
They don't take.
Get it.
When Voodoo Lion and Snake King reunite every time, we really have to stop in the chat and appreciate what's happening. So, I must say.
I think I'm like a lot of fans of the regulars in the sense that, I listen to it after the fact, so it feels like. To watch it during the chat, to be here during a live chat. I think a lot of people are in the same boat as me, which is that they love to listen to it or they'll bank a few in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'll get some messages being like, are you still mad at Jason? And I'm like, I mean, daily, but what do you mean specifically? Like, they'll hear a podcast from like days ago, like Voodoo Lines in the chat. Here we go.
Goosebumps. Goosebumps.
Wow. Well, everyone show yourselves.
There's something that inside me that wants them to never meet in person. I feel like it's one of those
a destined thing.
You can't beat the real thing.
No.
I hope we never find out who they really are.
No, we can't. I don't. It would just change everything. Everything would be.
You know, it'd be the best if it was one person.
Oh, and he's got multiple. They have multiple monitors talking to each other.
Oh, yeah.
They're creating a narrative.
Oh, I love that. Well, because we're going to be talking about this the whole podcast, but Caitlin is part of truly one of the most wonderful troops in Vancouver, the Sunday service. Their information is down below. They go live every Sunday. It's my favorite thing. You really have like figured it out. You are so freaking funny, all of you. It makes me sad.
Thanks. We go live every Sunday. We used to be at the Fox here in Vancouver. Obviously, that's not happening. So we're doing it on Zoom, and we've had to figure that out. So,
but you're so good at it. I would say it's one of the best like Zoom shows, easily.
Thank you.
It's so good. I also am gonna forget, but what are people drinking right now? Because you did send me a photo of a Caesar, and it got me inspired.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Okay, you know how like I think it was even just last Friday when I like brought a drink on, and Stacey's like, this is how I find out on the podcast, no photo or whatsoever.
Yeah.
I did not find out about Caitlin's
Good.
Caesar.
Well, I did, and I got one promptly. What are you drinking?
I'm living in Manhattan, baby.
Oh my God, that's such a drink at 9.
Oh, yeah. You know what's going to be fun is that you still have to have the whole rest of your day.
That's my problem
Parenting.
too. Yeah. I love that Jason made a Manhattan and then had to go into his son's room and sit by his basketball net with a Manhattan for the internet show he does with his friends.
I love that for a second. I was like, oh God, is Jason not drinking? Ugh.
I know.
Boring.
No. That's the thing that made me fall in love with Jason was working with him. And I remember at Second City, which Caitlin's alumni also, but he would be so sick and go, I have to go home early. And then he would just see us getting a beer and he's like, well, maybe I'll have one. And we were like, go home, please.
That's not when I was on the mate. That's when I came to visit you after the fact.
No. There was me and Craig Brown, and we were getting drinks, and you were sick, and you're like, "I'm gonna go home." And then Craig
when I'm sick. Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about
No.
But sometimes you think I'm already sick, so what's a beer gonna do? It's not gonna make it worse.
Exactly.
It's actually gonna make it better until the next morning you wake up and you're like sicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But again, a Manhattan.
Oh.
What?
We were just cheersed on the chat by
Snake King.
Snake King.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is already, the energy feels right to me. So I brought this up to you a little bit right before we went live, and I want to talk about it. You are going to be in the Babysitters Club movie. So let's unpack.
When we first heard that Netflix was redoing the Babysitters Club, I went, this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. And then I auditioned for every single older woman role possible that they were creating.
I love that.
And I got to play Mrs. Pike, the mom of Mallory Pike, the very first ever babysitter in training.
That is
of the
incredible.
Babysitters Club.
And so you are a huge fan. So please repeat what you told us because I need everyone to know this.
Well, I think there's a lot of people who would maybe have the same image of maybe being born in the early to mid 80s, reading a book of young women entrepreneurs and being like, I too will start my own Babysitters Club. And I remember my parents were like, absolutely not, you're 12. And I was like, this is how you make millions. Start at 12.
Start at 12.
And you know what? I think I was younger. I think I was even younger.
And why are they trying to crush your entrepreneurial spirit? That's
well,
you know, I think because they saw that I was just hanging a tarp in the backyard and had chips in there. And they went, this kid is just trying to eat snacks.
Oh, totally.
Because my parents would say things like they would buy Pogos and then they're like, this is lasting you all week. And I'm like, joke's on you. I just won't have any Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Because these are getting
I'd try and have snacks in the backyard. My parents
When you say Pogos, you mean like corn dogs, right?
Oh, yes. It's in the same way that I call it Kleenex.
Oh, no. I think it's great. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like
Pogos,
corn dogs.
Corn dogs, right? Man.
Corn dogs, yeah.
We couldn't have corn dogs because there was too many of us, and I think they only came in a pack of 4 or 5 or something.
No. You can go to Costco.
Oh, as if my family had it on. Like, yeah, back in the day, you needed a business. My mom worked at a grocery store. We weren't going to Costco. Plus, ethically, she wouldn't do it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You needed to be a business to go to Costco back in the day. You couldn't just be a regular person.
No.
Is that true, or do you just say, I'm a business?
You had to have a card.
Yeah, you still have to have that card. You just pay $50 a year or something like that. Here's the thing. We're now sponsored by Costco, so we're good.
I wish. No, I relate to you so much because I loved Harriet the Spy. And I think I've said the story on the podcast, but I got grounded because I was being creepy in the park because I was just writing down license plates. And they were like, who's this young girl on the swing writing down license plates? And my mom was like,
it's a clue.
Exactly.
There's nothing to solve.
Not yet.
Not
but
yet.
What if she's getting the information now and the police are going to come to her and go, by any chance, what did you see last Thursday? And you're going to go, I have my book.
You know what's going to happen one time, though? I am going to get a dumb story of some girl. It was like, there was a murder, and they're like, we didn't have any cameras in the park. We don't know what happened, but some girl's going to be like, I have a license plate.
If you guys could just stay here for 2 seconds, I'm going to run to my room and get my journal. You just hear like my like damp kid socks flapping up the steps. Yeah.
I think my parents also didn't want me to start the Babysitters Club because they saw that I was also lazy and I was trying to outsource the gigs and take 10%. Like that was also part of my plan where I was like, well, I don't want to babysit all the time. That's so boring. I don't even really like kids.
But if you have the initiative to start the club, you get to run it. 10%.
Yeah, 10%. So I was thinking I'm now making mailbox money at the age of 10. You know what I mean? I'm finished Girl Guides. Now I'm making mailbox money.
Oh my God. I was also a Girl Guide. How was your time there?
I don't know what mailbox money is, but I'm in love with it.
It's when you just go to the mailbox, you open it up, and there's your paycheck, baby. All you did was walk to the mailbox.
Yeah, because as a babysitter, you would finish your gig, get on your bike, leave the 10% in the mailbox, and go home. Do you not understand the logistics of the Babysitters Club?
I didn't read the books. I should have read the books. My cousin was very into it. Had all the books.
Yeah.
Oh, they're great. And I think it's really like they've done a great job at remaking the series, and it's on Netflix. And it's interesting to see all the women who have like kids who are like, I was watching the show with my daughter. Just kidding. I was watching it by myself as a grown woman. Anyways, I saw you on it.
I don't have kids, but I got wine.
Anyways, but and I missed my childhood, so I watch that.
I'm going to be watching that. I also want to watch that. And have you been watching the new Netflix show? It's kind of like a Hallmark soap opera. Do you know about this? It's set in like Nashville, I believe,
What's
or
it called?
Tennessee. I've never figured it out.
Nashville.
No, it's something else. Anyways, I thought you might have been watching that. I heard it's like the worst, most beautiful thing that you can watch on Netflix.
It's not Big Rich Texas.
No, it's not.
Jameson, help us out, bud.
Maybe he'll know.
Hi, Jameson.
He knows everything in
I
the
miss
chat.
that guy.
Aw, because you now live in Vancouver.
Because I now live in Vancouver. Yeah, but I
Beautiful,
used to be in
wonderful.
Toronto, and we used to all just not really hang out, but we knew each other.
I just remember like us going to Chicago together and me just being like, you and Kayla Lorette, I was like, these wise women that know so many things. It was
These two
joyous.
punks.
There's nothing more like wonderful for me than going to dinner with a woman who's like, so I'll order for the table, and then you order like, I don't know. I just remember like being taken care of, and I was like, beautiful, wonderful, wonderful.
For a second, I was like, oh, this is amazing. I wish I was on that trip. And then I just realized it just hit me now. I was on that trip.
I know, but
I forgot. I
my
was
love
literally
affair
like,
was
oh,
not
man,
with
that
you.
sounds so cool. When would have Stacy went with Kayla and Kaylin? Jesus Christ, that's really cool.
That was December 2009. Is that right?
It was early, yeah. It was many years.
Early.
We were all
I don't
auditioning
think it
for
was
television.
2009. It can't be.
No, it might have been 2010 or 11, I think.
Okay.
Even later.
No, it was 2012 because I was on main stage at the time. So we were
That's what I
auditioning
was
for a
gonna say. I think
show.
we were on main stage though.
Yeah, it was 2012.
Oh, that trip to Chicago.
Yes.
That trip to Chicago.
Where we didn't. Speaking of, yes.
Oh, I got hot all of a sudden. Why'd it get so hot?
Well, you got hot because it's in reference kind of to yesterday or Wednesday's episode where Jason and I talked about roles loved and lost, and Caitlin got the television show. Jason and I ended up.
That was one of the worst auditions ever because it was like, it's not just like they're like, thank you, see you later. They're like, okay, you guys, we're gonna call a few of you back in, and it doesn't mean we're not excited if you're not. But could you go across the street to the loser bar and sit there for 3 hours and
No,
wait
but
for the rest of the
Jason-
people to come out after?
Jason, they made us go to the loser bar across the street, and then a shitty limo showed up, and they were like, "This is what's taking you to the airport," and we were like, "We're going home."
Yeah, and not only that, this is a true story. I don't know if Caitlin knows this or not.
She probably
In the
doesn't.
loser limo,
The
on the
loser
way
limo.
to the airport, we got in a car accident.
No.
Someone hit the back of the limo. The driver, the driver of the limo was like, "Not today," and then he got out, and then the guy who hit us jumped out of his window because I think it was duct taped together, and then he jumped back in the car and drove off.
And it wasn't like he just jumped back in the car and drove off. It was like, I forget who we were sitting with, but they were talking or whatever. We were all sitting in limbo watching their conversation happen because this guy had obviously hit us. And then he started walking back to his car, and the driver was coming back obviously to get like registration and insurance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And someone in the car goes, does our driver think that guy's sticking around? And the guy got into his car and just took off.
It was, and then the saddest was our friend. So we get to the airport, and we really felt like we had been on Survivor or The Bachelor, like we were really being asked to leave. And then our
And
friend,
we were like first bachelorette. We're not even going to Love Island. Like we were.
no,
just-
we weren't.
We
No,
were nobodies.
we're not going to Europe or anything. It was like we stayed in the mansion for one night, basically.
No one's gonna remember us.
And then our friend was like, "Oh wait, I specifically asked to have a different airport," and then I think he had to
at
pay
the
like
other
an
airport.
astronomical amount of money after that. But it was very funny.
Oh yeah, because he was going to the wrong airport and only realized it when he was at the wrong airport.
Yes, and it was.
Yeah, and his flight was like he had to be there.
He
He's
missed
like,
it.
I gotta get.
And we were like, so we were all grabbing our shitty luggage, being like, "Bye."
Text us.
Yeah, but you went off and booked it, and was incredible. So
Well, the good news is nothing ever came of it, and it's dead and buried now.
listen, sometimes it's
But
just
with
worth
the wonderful
story.
Kayla Lorette, who you get to work with so much, like
Oh.
It's she's and I guess she's got a new show with Ebony out now too, which
And
is pretty
Caitlin's
awesome.
in that.
Wonderful.
Yeah, New Eden is on Crave, so you can Kayla and Ebony wrote it, created it, are starring in it. We're the showrunners of it, are the executive producer. Like they just did it all.
Wow.
Literally, okay, if you have not watched New Eden, stop this and go. It is the best. And not only that, when you watch it, I just think about all of you women. It's off. I think there's only a handful of men, I would say, but it's mostly just women, created by women.
Yeah.
And I just think about like just really probably the commune that was created while filming it, and it makes me smile.
I loved it so much. They asked us to not shave so that we would look authentically like women of the 70s for the first few months. And I was like, yeah, today's ahead of you, pal. It was, and we were all just staying in a Best Western. It
That's
was
so
cute.
nice. It's awesome.
It was great.
You were so good in it. Oh my God. I just loved like the power suits during the interview times. I won't spoil anything, but you're just divine in it.
It's a show that takes place in the 70s, 80s, and then the 90s. So if you want looks,
You got looks.
you're going to get it.
I want to find out if I can get this down here.
I think you
I've
can.
never seen New Eden.
I don't think you can. I
Really?
think it's just Crave.
Unless, and we're not promoting, but maybe, we figure it out.
I mean, we're sponsored by a bunch of pirated sites, so
Are you? Now, are you worried about this at all?
no. I've given them all my information. They know my social.
Yeah, we don't
But I
get
feel
worried
like
here.
I'm pretty comfortable with them.
I will say, not to bring up my TikTok, but it is time. And I did get my first spam email going, hey, we checked out your TikTok. We think you're doing great, which is not true. And they were like, we'd love to, if you join our service and give us your personal information, we can really pump up the views. And I, for a second, went, huh. But it's definitely a scammer site. So
There has to be a way eventually to scam a scam where they're like, give us your personal information, but the information you give them gives their location away. And then you're like, gotcha, scammers.
Sounds like you've got a new podcast on your hands, Jason.
scamming
Called
the
gotcha scammers.
You got a lot of work to do, too. You got to figure out one, scammers.
I
Two,
gotta figure out the internet.
internet.
This seems like too much.
We
This
just
is how easy I give up projects. I'm 3 minutes in.
we had to work together to try and get his Pepsi or Diet Pepsi commercials on the internet yesterday together. But he did go on YouTube and find them, and I was proud of him
wasn't
for
hard.
that. Well, I want to talk to you, Caitlin, because you watch reality TV. Yes?
Oh, yes. Bravo.
I never get to talk about it on this podcast. No offense, Jason.
I never get to talk about it at all.
Me
We
neither.
literally did Bachelor recaps.
It's
I
not
watch 2
Bravo.
hours
It's,
every month.
I know, but
That's
it's
not the same.
it's not-
Bachelor is about finding love. Bravo is about watching drunk, rich women
Yes.
lose their mind and then come
Yeah,
back looking
same
a
with
bit
Real
different.
Housewives of New York.
That's-
Same premise.
That's what we're talking about.
That's Bravo.
Do you see what I mean? Do you see
Oh,
what I'm
I
working
see.
with here?
But I did watch a season of that too for Stacey.
Which season?
She's going to bring up that I didn't complete the season.
He didn't watch
And
the
that's
reunion,
true.
which we all know is the best. Season 10, New York. This is when.
Oh, okay, so Jason, what's fun too sometimes is you can just watch the reunions to try and catch up sometimes if you don't want to go all the way into Potomac, you know what I mean? You can just watch a few reunions,
Yes.
do a light catch up. I've been doing that with Married to Medicine, Atlanta,
Okay, me too.
Is that people married to doctors? Is that what that is?
Oh,
and
yes.
doctors.
Yeah, and they're doctors. Yeah. That's awesome.
Okay. Oh, I get it. Married to medicine. So they're married to your job. Gotcha.
It's great.
I've been hearing amazing things. That in Potomac, I have been reunion watching. Now, what's your favorite franchise? Dare I ask and wait for the answer?
That's very. First of all, thank you for asking, Jason. If you need to go pee right now, I understand.
No, I love that. This is. I'm getting put in the. I keep getting put
Jason
in this
loves-
box in the show. I literally tried to put up an Instagram yesterday that went a little awry, and so I deleted it right away. And I told my friend, he goes, "Well, I mean, that's where you're at." And I'm like, "You listen to the podcast. You think I don't know how to put things up on Instagram?" That's what happens. It was Adam Colley. He goes, "Man, you're gonna get that eventually." I was like, "I know how you fucking use Instagram."
I also love that
Anyways,
you said you're
reality
not in a
TV,
box, but I've put you in a box.
I do love reality TV.
Yeah, you do.
So
And
it's New York for me is number one.
1,000%.
And then OC before this last season. I mean, original OC I loved. This most recent of OC. I'm sorry, I don't take a Xanax, but I thought I did. You wake me up. But give me New York.
Give me New York.
I love right now Beverly Hills. You're like
Denise.
You're too boring. You're too focused on one word. Whereas in New York, they're focused on lives.
Oh my God. New York without Bethany or any sort of standing post, they are off the rails.
Oh yeah. I love it so much. And I think what I love about it is that they've really just let them go nuts. And you think, oh my God, they're having the biggest fight. They're all wasted. And you find out it's 5:30 at night. They haven't even made dinner yet.
I know.
And then they're gonna have dinner together. And I can't. I love it.
My favorite was when Sonia was like, well, it's so late, let's go to bed. And Elise was like, it's 8 p.m. And Dorinda with crumbs. Everyone was trying to eat noodles, wasted out of their mind. There's noodles all over their dresses. And
Is Luann even still there? Is she still on it?
Oh, Luann is there.
Because that was that's when the show I was like, when I watched it, that was the season right after she was arrested. And I was like,
Luann thinks she's like the steady one. I think, like the morality.
They all think they're the steady one. They're all like, oh wow, I'm surrounded with this group of women, but I'm the audience rep. They all think that.
Did you see the first Berserkers episode when all of a sudden Luann's screaming at Sonia, being like, "You're out! You're out!
You're not going to be in my show.
Not I'm my star of the cabaret. I am Luann de Lesseps." And I just thought, I was like, it took me a minute to be like, is Luann wasted right now? Because they've done such a good job of hiding it to me.
Yes.
As the viewer over the years, where I go, I don't know. And I'm sometimes shocked where I'm like, that person was drunk. I feel like sometimes I don't understand. I miss so much.
Tinsley was one of my favorite secret drunks because she was always drinking. But there was a scene she did in the Berserkers the season before where something big had happened the night before and they were all waking up and someone came down the stairs. I think it was Bethany, and she goes, Tinsley, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm just just so sad about what happened last night. Like just caught herself. And I was like, I love this.
They know because that's easily edited out, and they left it in on purpose.
Well, whenever Dorinda smokes a cigarette in her newly designed home, they try and hide that as well, where she's just smoking, and then she goes into her bedroom. And I'm like, what's happening in there? Mm-hmm.
I know what you're doing. You're smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did she say she quit smoking?
No, they just don't mention that kind of stuff on the show.
I don't think you can anymore, right? Remember when you just couldn't show smoking anymore, or but that's what I love about these shows is that the editors have a great sense of humor where they will throw these women under the Escalade over and over and over again. Yeah. And they don't care. They're like, these women are ridiculous. They see them as clowns.
But that's what the show's about, right? Like you're watching a train wreck.
I mean, I also think
if this show was just like real steady women in their lives, like doing well, you'd be like, this show's, I mean, it's good. It sends a good message, but I'm not going to watch it.
Actually, I would watch a group of women who were like really loving and supportive to each other. Just squash it. But I need them to have a common enemy. I always you got to have one person that everyone's like, but that person's done, right?
Yeah.
We're going to ruin that person.
You need the conflict.
We do.
But I do like when they do come together. There was just something really wonderful and tragically dark about Dorinda losing it on Luann, being so wasted and being like, Giovanni, I started it. Tries to kick Luann out of the house. And then the next morning she's like, Lou, okay, we love each other.
Love you. Can I blame the rosé? Stacey, if you and I were staying in a house in the Berkshires,
yes,
and we got wasted, and you were like, "Get out of here, you're done." You know what? The next day, I'd be gone. You'd never hear from me again.
No,
I'm the opposite because I've lived with Stacey in this world, and it's like the next day we talk.
What are you talking about? You don't even know the context in which we were talking. I've yelled at you that way?
I don't know about that way because I'm not watching that way, but it's like, I'm just saying like, if it was like, we're writing a show together and it's just the next day we show up with coffees. They're like, how's it going?
Oh yeah. Working together is, those differences where you're like, I don't think you should fart there. I don't think that's a good enough joke.
It needs a fart. If you don't put a fart, why are we writing the sketch?
I remember there were Second City days where I'd come off stage and someone would be like, Caitlin, you have to wait for me to clear that fart. Okay. You got to wait for me to clear that fart. And then you can do your Then you can go, aye. But before that, you gotta wait for the fart, okay? And I'm like, right. Wait for the fart.
Wait for the fart.
Yeah, the
Thanks for the
aye
note.
doesn't make sense if there's no fart. It
Thanks
don't
for
make
the note.
sense.
Wait for fart. Shit. Sorry, you're right. Gosh.
So when you come in to play my wife and you don't say anything and I'm going to say something bad to you and you're just going to kind of roll your eyes, I need you to wait for me, okay? And you're like, oh, okay.
Now, is this when I play the wife or when I'm playing your girlfriend?
I feel like this is where I leave.
No, it's actually where you play the nurse, but you don't actually know what you're doing.
Jason, I'd make you my wife in a sketch.
Oh,
Thank
I would
God.
too.
It's about time.
I remember,
2020 finally here.
I will say in one of our shows we wrote together, just Jay and I, he played me when I first got my period, and he did it and handled it with grace and dignity and beauty. He really did.
And fun. It was just fun. That's the goal, right?
I think that's a sign of a nice friendship is that he sees your real beauty. He's like, I know Stacy's beauty. I know her heart. I know her 10-year-old, 11-year-old heart. And it is pure and confused.
Oh, yeah. We've always talked about writing each other's memoirs, you know, how we viewed it. I think that would
I
be
don't feel
nice.
like Stacey was into monster trucks when she was 10 years old, but I feel like she had the soul of somebody that was into monster trucks.
I'm
when
into
she
them
was 10
now.
years old.
I've gone to the monster truck shows and I didn't have a bad time.
Do you just get to scream at those shows?
Have you never been?
No.
You said this is your Alliston showing because you're like, you've never been to a monster truck show?
But they're in
Most
Toronto.
people have not been to a monster truck show.
They're so fun, and it's like you just scream. You just like eat a pretzel, drink beer, and you just yell at a big truck rolling over another big truck, and then the guys get out and go like this, yeah, and then you're like, you did it! It's just such a very nice yell and scream session. You feel very like at peace. Yeah.
So you're telling me there's beer and salty pretzels?
Yeah.
And then a bunch of beefy guys roll around?
Beefy guys. Oh, yeah.
I need to point out the only one to respond to this on our chat was Snake King, and he said Monster Jam.
See, a lot of the chat. Haley almost went to a monster truck show for a second date. What could have been?
But apparently when they said, do you want to go to a monster truck show? There was no more second date. That's what happened.
Well, hello.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. What is your ideal second date?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
Because
We're assuming that you like the person, right? Like you like the person at this point. You're going on a second date.
oh yeah, and then I would even I'd even push the question to another level where you'd go, you're not sure on the first, but you're willing to give a second. So what's going to be the lock in?
Skydiving.
Unrelated, I was teaching a comedy class and one of the girls was like, sorry, I was late. I was skydiving today. Like literally was in the sky and then landed and came to comedy school. And I was like, what?
You're fine. You graduated. You're done.
You're done. You don't need to be in the clouds.
You're better than this. Get out of here.
Get out of here. You're good.
Yeah, what's an ideal second date? Is it the same as the first? Maybe we need to see them in a situation we're unsure of? I don't know.
I think like if I'm going on a second date now, I'm almost 38. I don't have time to waste. Okay.
Exactly.
And
You're
I
going
don't
to
know.
the altar on the second date?
I'd want to meet all their friends.
Whoa.
Such
good one.
a good, just because you can talk to anybody.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's throw them in.
Who am I gonna have to hang out with too?
You
How many duds are there behind you?
You can always tell too. Oh my God.
You got a bunch of duds hanging out back there?
You know what though? If it's a group of friends and there is no duds, that's a problem too. You got to
you're
have
the
that
dud.
one person that
I
they're
know.
like, we all know he's a dud, but he's here. So
I was the dud in high school. I know it.
Oh,
I was
me too.
my group of friends dud.
Me too. Everyone was like doing shrooms, and I was like, I'll just sit here and make sure the porch is still here for when you guys get back. I was just always
Cool.
the dud.
I'm gonna make purses out of jeans that don't fit me anymore, and I'm gonna sell them.
See, that's my vibe. Even now, I just want to see what we can do with our jeans that don't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need to kiss a boy until I'm 17. Thank you. And please, I know my friend asked Eric to kiss me, and I know that Eric was asked to kiss it, and you do not have to kiss me, Eric. Please go away. You're making it worse.
you said asked to kiss it as if you weren't even like a person.
I know you've been asked to kiss it. Yeah, my first kiss was, I believe, 19 or maybe 20. And I just remember thinking.
Your first kiss was 19 or 20?
My real one, not like a play one. Yeah, my real one. Yeah. And
Oh yeah, play ones. And Stacey, you said this the other day on the podcast where when there were to be a play or a scene and you're supposed to kiss someone, and you would always be like, you don't have to.
I know, even now, I'm like.
I literally stopped what I was doing and I was like, I had flashbacks upon flashbacks of moments of being in like 12th night.
Oh yeah.
And being like, you don't have to.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I mean, we could. I bet. No.
There's
Well,
nothing.
Stacey, we talked about this just last episode, how it was like you got to kiss the most popular guy in the thing because his girlfriend wouldn't be jealous or whatever.
Yeah,
As long
that's
as
what
it's
he said.
you. My girlfriend won't be jealous. I'm kissing you. You're good. You're okay.
Yeah, they switch casts. Yeah.
Thank
and I was,
you.
Yeah, I was like, great. And he goes, and I think for the sake of the play, we should really go for it. And then he didn't open his mouth, but he did push into my face pretty directly. He's like,
A lot of no's. You're like,
Yeah.
ow. Ow.
everyone was in school was like, Stacy gets to kiss him. Like, and I was just like walking through the halls, sweating through my shirt. It's like,
When I was in high school, my parents and we took a trip to New York like one summer. And I was adamant that when I was 16 that I was going to go to Juilliard. Like that was going to be my thing.
That's
I was like going to go to
beautiful.
Juilliard and I was going to or go to like a fame school of sorts.
oh,
So I bought a t-shirt from Juilliard because I was going to be on Broadway and this was going to be the first thing. And I bought the t-shirt. My parents were like, why'd you buy that t-shirt? I was like, because I'm going to go here. And they laughed in my face. Like, do you know how much that place costs? Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
oh my God.
Did you watch
Yeah.
Fame when you were growing up?
I watched Fame, but there was also like a Randolph Academy version of Fame. Do you
Like a
remember it?
Canadian version?
Yeah, it was like a step up. Nope, that's Step Up, the movie.
Oh, I remember Step Up.
No,
I
that's
don't
just
remember
Step
that.
Up.
Are you talking about Degrassi, but just like the when they're doing an art class?
No, Ryerson. No, not Ryerson. Randolph. Randolph Academy
Yeah.
had like a TV show on like
Really?
old A&E
Mm-hmm.
channels.
I
or
remember
some-
it.
Showtime or something like that.
Yep. We need
It's actually not a bad idea.
we need intel. This is why we need a producer to look up these shows so I can watch
Jameson?
them directly afterwards. Yes, please look them up. What is this? Oh, I just closed the chat. I do remember I wanted to go to Juilliard so bad, and then I wanted to go to Randolph, but then the audition process was quite intense.
Yeah.
And York University said, "Do you want to just make up a monologue?" I was like, "Yeah, I think we'll probably just do that one. Figure it out." But to be a triple threat. Oh
my God, that's all I wanted to do. But I have the heart of a dancer and the body of an eater.
Me
You
too.
know, it's-
Me too.
I'm not meant for this stage, and when I sing, it's too loud and it's never in the right note.
You can sing though.
No. I can sing my own songs, but if you were to be like, sing this note,
Yeah.
I'd go, sing this note.
Yeah.
I
get
would
that.
I would
Tell
have
the
many
piano guy
meltdowns. Oh
that,
yeah.
just play it the way everyone plays it. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Oh my
we're
God,
not.
play it the way everyone plays it. You know, I went to Ryerson for theater school and
Ooh.
I had to like do a personal project and I was like, this is dumb. So I just improvised the whole thing.
Really?
And I did it to like, good morning, but I was like, I woke up this morning. Too bad, an hour late, I guess I'll go to my auditionette for Ryerson. And they were like,
And they're like, wow, you wrote this? You're not making it up? No, I'll continue.
No,
This
keep
guy
going.
in the front row asked me a weird question. Wait a minute. You sure I'm making this up? Because this is happening like, in real time.
I'm standing in front of a full panel of older white people. What will happen?
How did you know we were all going to be white?
Huh?
Wait,
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Oh,
feels
I
like you're
love
making
it.
this up.
I love a good
We were
flub.
this is the thing where it's like you don't get into comedy because you're really dedicated. You're a bit lazy. You're like, I know what I could do easily.
Oh
Make
yeah.
people laugh.
Especially improv. Oh, I just show up?
You just
Okay.
show up, and then I don't have to bring anything after. Like everything's just done. It's just done then. Sure. Okay.
We
Sure.
get notes from a teacher for half an hour? Okay, great.
Okay. Are
Okay.
these people are gonna do it too? Sweet. Heck yes.
Well, I'll probably
Heck
just won't do a scene with that person because that's not feeling right. But we'll sort of
No?
stick to this crew over here. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I gave
That
up.
person's funny.
I gave up stand up in an instant when I realized
Mm.
what improv was, and I was like, "Oh, great! Yeah, I love to lie. Great. This is no problem for me. This is great." Yeah, we'll throw this.
Pretend I'm someone I'm not?
Yeah, throw
Great.
this script
Daily,
away.
baby.
I do. I don't know if you guys lie. I feel like you're really great people, but I do catch myself lying at least 3 times a day, unnecessary and unpromptedly. And just, I think, out of like stress to connect with people. Like, if I'm at a grocery store, I'm like, been there. Like, I haven't really worked at a grocery store, but I can understand her feelings. And I just want them to feel seen. And I lie.
Stace, what are you feeling for dinner? Do you want some pizza or do you want like a burger? I want pizza. I'll have a burger, please.
That's more you.
Why?
but-
Why even lie? Why am I lying?
I'll say things like, you know, I had pizza yesterday, so maybe a burger. And you're like, I didn't have pizza yesterday. Why did I say that? Just say you want a burger.
Just say.
You know what? I did have pizza the other day. No, you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
You're a little liar.
Are you guys hungry? You guys need a snack? And I'll be like, so how are you guys all feeling? Because I could go either way. I feel like you kind of want a snack. So I think Ashley wants a snack. So, you know, just for the sake of Ashley. And I'm fine.
Now, Jason, isn't your favorite snack like a Ruffles chip and a dip? Let's get some Ruffles chip and dip in here for Jason. You know what I
I'm
mean?
allergic. I'm allergic.
No, he's allergic to fun. So we're not going to have any, but we will have those chips and dip.
Since when? New allergy, or are you sure? Or?
There's nothing scarier for me when I lie. If someone's like, "Hey, have you seen The Godfather?" and I'm like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah," and they're like, and then they go, "Oh really? What happened in it?" And you go, "I'm sorry."
I don't remember.
But who is that asshole that walks around and goes, "You seen The Godfather?" Of course I have.
It
That's it.
happens.
Like,
It's the asshole who goes, "Is this woman lying to me?"
Oh yeah.
I think Stacey's lying.
I remember I had a friend ask me to read their screenplay, and I just didn't want to, and I was upset that they had asked, and I was like, of course. Oh my god, congratulations, so many pages, this is so great. And then afterwards,
So many pages.
and then,
236 is this is good.
then they sat me down and they were just like, so, what'd you think about it? Let's just talk about it. And I was like, well, where do we even begin? You tell me. What do you need to know from me? I was just.
You pulled a therapist twist, is what you did.
Oh yes. I went.
That's
very
the other
smart.
job I would take, no problem, is just be a therapist, because then you just ask them, well, you tell me. Okay. And how does that make you feel?
Well,
You know, Jason, you kind of remind me of my therapist, Dr. Dan, when you did that. That reminded me a lot of Dr. Dan. It was very comforting.
I'll tell you this, Dr. Dan improvises as a hobby for sure, and that's
Lord
all.
knows.
do you call him
He's
Dr.
staring
Dan?
out the window. He's not listening.
Do you call him Dr. Dan? Do you go, good morning, Dr. Dan?
I call him Dan, but then whenever I say Dr. Dan,
Oh yeah.
Then they know you're talking.
people
about,
know, oh, her therapist.
I always go, I was talking to Carolyn. Just get very, very prayer hand about it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So, yeah.
So talking to
No,
Carolyn.
I say Dr. Dan. It shows that I don't really respect him. I'll pay him.
It is weird. I don't know if you're doing the Zoom therapy, but my therapist was like, my internet's not working. And I was like, this isn't what this is about.
Yeah.
I was telling
My
no, I'm
therapist
kidding.
once they found out that I was like like an actor or whatever, they were like, great. Oh, okay. Well, then this is what we'll do. That situation you were just speaking about, why don't you you stand up and you act it out
No.
in front of me?
No,
I
shut that down.
In my mind, I clicked. I was like, this is no longer about therapy or my well-being or my health. This is about me having a great time with an improvised monologue for the next 5 minutes.
Jason, that isn't therapy. This is why we're here.
That it was good therapy for me. In my side, I was laughing like a lot. I was like, oh, this feels good.
But isn't that the takeaway to go, I'm going to do it for myself then? Because at the end of the day, it's just me.
I've done it for an audience of less than one.
Just going to do it for me. For old me here.
No, I couldn't. I remember my therapist was like, maybe we can act this out. And I was like, no, it's not going to happen. I do that for a living. And by living, I mean for free beer. I'm not doing this here. It's not the space.
No, as it is, I'm like, I'm doing this just for fun. I have meetings on Zoom and it's like, it's just, I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to.
The Zoom is
Just
hard.
licking celery salt.
Oh, no, please. You know what? I switched to Old Bay.
I'm all
That's what
Manhattan
putting on
out.
mine.
I gotta go. I need a bartender in my house.
You already finished it?
About 15 minutes ago.
Damn. Damn. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Jason, maybe you need like a little fridge. A
Yeah.
petit fridge.
Petit, a petit fridge for Petit Jason.
Just a petit fridge. A petit fridge avec un petit lock so that your petit boy can't go in it.
This is great because you speak French, right?
C'est ça, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
as petite
love
as far
that.
as I go, and then
But, yeah.
cahier stylo, pantalon.
You know what petit means, right?
Uh-oh. This could be very damaging. I think I might have to go act out of something in front of my therapist after this.
It means great. It means
That's what I thought. Yeah.
great.
Great. So great.
There was
That's
grand
awesome.
jason, which is obviously poor, and then
I mean,
Petit
great.
Jason, great.
Have you ever looked up
Great
Grande
Jason.
Jason to see what he is doing?
I'm gonna Facebook that right now.
No.
You know what? Also, Grand Jason could also be Fat Jason. So keep that in mind.
He wasn't.
Okay.
He was very fit. He looked like
Okay.
he could probably play like a young, like what's that guy's name? Josh Brolin, but like in the Goonies.
Oh wow,
Like
yum.
young Josh Brolin.
That's nice. Well, we all like Grande Jason right now, so he was
yeah,
quite.
I was a smaller version of Sloth, essentially, is how I was.
Man, I bet you I tried practicing kissing him in the mirror.
So attractive. Oh my god, I can't. What just like a beefcake?
Why practice with a mirror? A mirror is like zero. You
So you
can
can
see yourself,
see.
but like two, the mirror is just a flat. I don't know why.
I don't know. My brain wasn't developed. I was an idiot. I was a full-on idiot.
You're just kind of looking around. You're like, yeah, I'll just probably kiss that. I think that looks cool.
Yeah?
Practice
Guess
it
I
out.
kissed. I mean, now I really regret saying that out loud, and I wish I had a bit of a filter.
No, because I feel like at least one person in the chat will be like, oh, I wasn't the only one. You know what I mean? Everyone would kiss the mirror at least. Jason, you kissed
No,
the mirror.
it was two wet asparagus together. You just kind of you pucker them a little bit.
Wow, you had asparagus when you were younger?
Not to eat.
I didn't
The
just
canned asparagus?
canned asparagus just out, just so wet.
Oh, look, a canned bunch of lips. Yeah.
Someone once told me, a friend of mine, she looked at me and she goes, I know you're a good kisser. I can just tell. And I've really let it land. I was like, I don't know the who, what, where of how we got here, but I'm glad we did. Thank you so much.
I feel like that was asking for a kiss. So
Yeah, well,
that
she
was.
wasn't a mirror, so I wasn't down. But
That's like my friend used to be like, oh, are those new chips? You think I would like those chips? I mean, like, that's a new flavor. Do you want some chips? Oh, I mean, like if you're offering.
oh, I couldn't take the leap there, but I was into the chips. So, okay, I have to I'm going to do a full hard turn because you brought something up to me, Caitlin, in our Instagram chat that I need to bring many things. One of the thing is our Greek conspiracy about Andy Cohen's child, who we think is Casey Wilson's. No one is
Do you know
talking.
Andy Cohen, Jason?
Do you know Andy
No.
Cohen? So he's like, I guess he is not a big wig at Bravo, but wasn't he at one point? He was.
I thought he was. I thought he was the Godfather. I thought he was the head of Bravo, but I guess he's not. He's
Well, he does all the casting.
figurehead.
Yeah, maybe. And then he hosts Watch What Happens and
Yes.
all the reunion shows for all of.
Oh, he's
the
an American
Bucks,
football coach. Yeah.
in a way. And he has a son through a surrogate. But so that he had a donated egg, and his son looks like Casey Wilson, actress.
Identical. Casey Wilson hosts a podcast. She's also a great actor herself.
Bitch
she's
Sesh.
on. Yeah, she has Bitch Sesh, the podcast, and then she's also on Happy Endings.
So
she's on a
good.
bunch of great stuff. Very funny actor.
So good.
Andy Cohen's baby looks exactly like this woman, and it's like I think he could have gotten her egg.
Do you think
and
she
I
would have done
she's
it?
the kind of person who would have been like, absolutely, Andy.
I
Are
know.
we talking about Andy Cohen, the American, like the talk show, late night
Yeah.
talk show host, Andy?
Yeah.
So you're talking about a baby that's 1 year old.
Yeah, you can tell though.
But he looks like a full-grown baby.
Full-grown baby. Like you know that as a man, what he's going to look like based on who he is as a baby. Like for me, it was a toss-up. We could have gone either way on face and stuff, but this baby for sure. And when you brought up the conspiracy, I was like, I believe this 1,000%.
Here's what I'm going to say. I don't think Andy Cohen's taken a chance with some sort of like wonky egg. You
No.
know what I mean? And I'll say this too. The reason I believe this is because Anderson Cooper also did the same thing. They're best friends. Anderson Cooper, Andy Cohen, best friends. Anderson Cooper, a few months ago, also had a baby boy through surrogate.
Yes.
Did he say who the surrogate was?
No,
No.
Okay.
I don't think people do.
no. I think,
No.
but this is the thing. We'll never know. It's in the same
Never
way
know.
where it's like, we'll just never know. I bet you Casey Wilson signed a very, very tight little contract. I bet you she has kids. She likes the idea of kids.
Yep.
She's got beautiful babies who look a lot
A lot
like Andy's baby.
A lot like. A lot like. That's a bit like Jennifer or January Jones, who I believe it was Jason Sudeikis, but they don't talk about that either. And the baby looked a lot like Jason Sudeikis.
Well, who's Mindy Kaling's baby daddy?
Can we talk about that? Not that she needs to tell us, but
I want to know.
I want to know.
Wait, Mindy Kaling has a child?
Yes.
Oh
Very.
God, my life.
Not public. Secret.
Nope.
And Mindy Kaling's Instagram has now evolved to her like cooking one little piece of chicken on her barbecue going Saturdays. And I'm like, what's happening to you? Who's the father of your child? I just want to know.
Now, I hope it's BJ Novak. I really, really hope
Don't
it's
you
BJ
think it
Novak.
was? You don't think it is?
You don't think so?
No,
Why?
because it would just be like everybody wants that because of The Office. But
No, because
it's
they're
not.
in love. They were in love. They're meant to be together.
They're best friends. But they are best friends. This isn't even based on The Office. Like, they're best friends.
I fully get that, but like, yeah, doesn't mean you're gonna go have a baby with them.
Well, who else? She doesn't have any other friends.
No other
She has
friends.
no one else. She only has BJ.
We don't know.
He has no one else.
Have you seen the photos of Kim and Kanye that have emerged with her like basically yelling at him in the car? Are you caught up on the Kanye thing?
I didn't know that they had been reunited or that he was back from Wyoming.
She's back. She was in Wyoming.
Where was he? Montana?
I don't know.
I thought he went out.
I wherever he was, she went and met him, and she's like in this car with him, and she's clearly like full Kim K crying like in the car, and he's just like taking it. She's so upset, and then they see the paparazzi, and then they just like things are going down.
Yeah, because she said that their marriage is over.
Oh, for
He,
I mean,
what he? I mean, I don't really worry about him running for president because the minute you find out that he has a new album coming out, you go, oh, that's what this is all about.
exactly.
Okay. But I do think the mental breakdown is him with is his bipolar.
For sure.
He's already said he's not running.
Oh, he did. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, okay. He retracted that.
He said 2024.
And you know what's interesting, Stacey? Do you care for the Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
Yes, I do for some reason love it and watch it. And Kim getting shoved into a wall and her face staying there by Kourtney is wild to me. And then Khloe with a rag almost instantly was like wiping it off, going, "Stop, girls." But Kim's
Because she's wearing so much makeup that her sister threw her into the wall, and when she bounced off, it was a
her full face was stuck on the wall.
It looked like a Mrs. Doubtfire, but on the wall kind of thing.
I get so enraged because I think Kourtney Kardashian we do not need. She makes me furious.
I don't need a Teddy Mellencamp. I don't need a Kourtney Kardashian. I don't need. There's a lot of people where I'm like, get these snoozers out of here.
So about Teddy Mellencamp, who Jason is in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, getting pregnant in a season, and like, listen, do what you want, but do I want a housewife pregnant? Never. No, don't want the storyline. Don't need it. But
No.
She has like a health program, and because I was curious, emailed.
Are you gonna go all in?
I'm not going to go all in. This was like many moons ago. I was like, what is this all in? So they walked me through it. They basically have you in such a caloric deficit. Like it makes no sense. And you have to do so much cardio and show like proof and send it to your coach. And I was like, woof, no.
Like how many calories a day do you think you're allowed?
I think 1,200. Like,
yeah, I'm going to be hungry.
I'm going to be, that's who can.
1,200 is a meal.
Yeah, this is
1,200 is this.
Yeah, like goodbye. I need more. But it's pretty wild. But Teddy, I have no time for. Who would you say is your ultimate favorite housewife, though? But
Sonia Morgan.
Yeah,
Sonia, and
I love her. Like this is the kind of woman where I'm like, maybe I'll get a lower neck lift too.
she looks amazing. The problem was, I think she got work done too early for the filming, so her face was settling because it's wild. But I also love Sonia when she's wearing a dress that doesn't do up in the back. She goes, I got an extra 5-10 pounds. She's like, see how it's pulling back here? Whatever. Yeah.
This dress doesn't fit anymore. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, don't do it up. Leave it.
She's
I love
so
her.
great.
I want her to sell the townhouse. I want her to move on.
Oh yeah, she's living with her daughter, but she won't ever admit it. So she's like, yeah, I didn't like the walls being painted pink, and they're like, okay, well, why'd you have them done? She goes, do you want to see this young photo of me? It's like
This is my daughter's home.
Her with towels as drapes as a Real Housewife of New York. She was using towels as drapes. Amazing.
Was that a fashion choice or was that a?
No, it's because I don't think she has any money. When she was in,
Yeah, I think they're they're like rich on paper, but at the end of the day, they're kind of like, yeah, but you don't have more than 200 in that bank account. That's
No.
what I get the vibe of for her.
So we should be using towels, like towels work as drapes? Because
Listen, they do for Sonia. And
Hey, you
I
know what
went to
also
start-
works?
Yeah.
Old duvet covers.
is that what that is?
Oh yeah.
That's
you're
amazing.
gonna turn those into a purse after and start selling them?
I'm gonna ask more housewife questions. What would you say is your favorite? Like, if people are in the chat looking for a show right now, what would you say is the Bravo show they need to watch?
You know what's really fun is some Below Deck.
Oh my
it
God,
gives
yes.
you Below Deck is like you're on a sailing yacht. So in the time when you
Yes.
cannot go anywhere, because all I want to do right now is like I just want to travel. I'd love
Yeah.
to go home to see my parents in Montreal. You know, I'd love to go to
Yep.
Palm Springs.
Oh,
I'd love to go anywhere. I want to go to like Spain or Portugal. Like now I have wanderlust like crazy.
yeah.
So Below Deck kind of gives you that because you're like on a huge sailing yacht. You're seeing beautiful places.
Agreed.
I love a Below Deck. And
Where
it's
do
like,
they go? Like,
Croatia
are they in the
this season.
Mediterranean sort of feel, or is it North American?
Are they Croatia this season? Where are they?
I thought they were like maybe Croatia, maybe Spain. It's hard to tell. They haven't gotten off the boat much in Below Deck Med.
Yeah.
They've been just dealing with charter guests. And it's also nice to see garbage people because I think that makes me feel better when you see these charter guests. You're like, you are so awful.
Oh,
If
totally.
I ever in a million years got to charter a yacht, do you know how grateful I would be the whole time? I'd ruin it.
It's unbelievable. The thing that stresses me out about Below Deck, though, is when they have to give a tip. Because can you imagine like how much that costs, and then you also have to tip like $20,000 on top of that?
Yeah, Jason, every charter ends with like the guest tipping the staff, but you don't know how much the tip is until they've cleaned the boat. They have to do their chores.
The chore
and then you
scene,
find
I
out, you're like,
can't.
so this charter we made $19,000 in tips. That's $1,200 a piece. And you're like, so these people not only, you're right, Stacey, paid what? Tens of thousands of dollars to have a yacht for 2 nights?
2 nights, yeah.
And then on top of that, had to tip 20 grand.
It's wild.
Well, if it's 20 grand and they're tipping 20%, that's 100 grand for the couple nights anyways. Like that's
That
Oh
checks
yeah,
out.
yeah, probably.
yeah. I mean, like it's crazy how much the parity of wealth is on this planet at this point. It's insane. Like Jerry Jones, the guy that owns Dallas Cowboys,
Yeah,
has a boat that has not one but 2 helicopter pads.
yeah.
And
That's
I'm like,
wild.
that's a person that has a boat that needs.
But to
parking
operate
for
that would be
2
wild.
helicopters.
I bet you he rents that out though, because the yacht is always lent by somebody, and that's how I think they pay for
You're
it.
still lending a thing with 2 people that are like,
Agreed.
what do I need in a boat? 2 helicopter pads.
Oh,
That's insane to me.
I think if you have boat money, you have too much money. If you have money where you're now buying boats, you're like, you're done.
Yeah.
Now-
you know who needs to buy boats? Like the United States Army. That's who buys boats.
No, they have
Marines,
enough.
not
The
people.
Marines, yeah, they're fine. I think they're okay.
Yes.
My question is, who do you think is the superior captain? Are we going Sandy or are we going Lee?
Captain Lee for sure. Captain Sandy micromanages a little too much. Captain Lee, he's the captain.
I agree. Do
Do
you?
you?
Yes, because I get in so many arguments. I'm like, Captain Sandy causes chaos, and I hate to say it.
What the hell is she doing in the galley?
Get
Why
out.
don't you look at where the boat's going?
Exactly.
Okay.
I want to see Claire's episode. Claire on her chat just put up that she thought carrying that much money in an envelope makes my palms sweat and I would lose it. I want to see the episode where guys, we've got the
All the
A
money
bird?
flying. Yeah, it's like it would stress me out. But I just think Captain Lee is never in the galley. He wants no excuses. He just wants the job done. Captain Sandy's like tasting the food, checking it out. The chef from last season who like licked the steak and made weird nachos. I was like, Sandy, please.
No. And I think that if the captain was coming in every meal going, how are things? I'd go, well, if you're looking for criticism, I'll find something.
We'll find something.
I can find something real easy. But if the captain's always missing and he only finds out after the fact that there was terrible sexism on his boat and he only finds out at a reunion and he goes, had I known, I would have killed all 3 of them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like, yeah, well, no one told me. What the hell am I supposed to do?
That fine.
He
That
He was driving a boat.
He was driving a boat, and they didn't want to bother him. I also love Kate. I know she's problematic, but damn, do I love Kate Chastain.
I love Kate in the same way that I love a full bottle of wine. It's not a great idea, but I did it.
I did it. And the next day, there's more sadness than happiness. But That
Yeah.
bottle of wine on that summer night, that is Kate.
And when your
Jackson.
friends ask what's wrong, you have to kind of tell them what happened yesterday.
Well, Kate.
Bottle of wine or watch Kate.
I had a whole bottle of wine to myself. Quickly. I had it fast. It was really fast too.
Yeah,
Weren't
totally.
you performing surgery?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was on the bottle of wine. Had to open it up.
I just
You know what's wild?
Yeah, go ahead.
My phone number, I won't say it.
No.
Is, for some reason, on the Coast Guard of BC's website, it has my phone number listed as their emergency contact.
No.
Oh, you
Yes.
must get awesome calls.
So I get phone calls, people being like, "Hi, Coast Guard," and I go, "No, it's Kate." And they're like, "Well, I'm calling to report a spill," and I was like, "That's awful. I cannot help you." And they're like, "Well, you're the Coast Guard," and I go, "No, I'm Kate." And they go, "Well, I called the number on the website." I said, "I know, that's my number." And they go, "So you're the Coast Guard?" I go, No. And people have been like, "Well, what the hell am I supposed to do?" And I was like, "I don't know." And they're like, "You know what? You should call the Coast Guard and tell them to change their website." I was like, "Oh, shall I call the Coast Guard? Oh, shall I?"
I can't. I
Shall
called them and it just
Hello?
calls my own number.
Oh, hi, it's me.
Plus, I don't know their number because it's my fucking number.
I don't know their number. I never call my own number.
That's wild. Do you get
Isn't that
stressed
wild?
out with the
Do
call?
you never? Have you never played it up though?
Well, no, because it's
Oh
always
my
like,
God! Take
there's
your
a
shirt
spill.
off. Get your shirt off. Jump in the water. Get your shirt off.
Get your shirt off, jump in the water.
there's a, you have to save it. You're the only one there. Okay, Coast Guard rules. You are now official. Coast Guard, congratulations. Do you swear to tell the truth? Always tell the truth, so help you see. Okay.
That's really stressful, but do you ever like call people and go, or when you talk to your friends, are you like, just between you and I, there's been a spill? Then you're not going to hear that on the news, but I can tell you there's a spill happening.
And I'm not telling anybody. And that spill's not getting taken care of.
Not on my watch.
Do you want to know the truth of what happens here at the Coast Guard? The amount of suicides that happen every day.
Whole pod of orcas died because Caitlin wouldn't forward a message.
Going, what can I do?
You know that when
I'm
we were-
watching Below Deck. What am I supposed? I have to stop. I'm hanging out with my husband, who I love. What am I gonna stop?
I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that. No.
When we were ready to show one time at Second City, Craig Brown got a phone call in the middle of his thing,
Oh,
and he picked it up and he's like, "Hello, yeah, sorry, it's just I'm in the middle of surgery right now." Okay, no, okay, yep, right.
No, he goes, yeah, no problem at all. No problem.
And he hangs up the phone. We're like, "What the hell was that?" He goes, "On anything that I ever fill out, I put when they say there's the boxes of like Mr., Miss, Doctor. He always checks doctor, so when they call, he can pretend he's in surgery."
Because Cineplex Odeon called him and he went, yes, this is
smart.
Dr. Brown. Which is
What
magical.
a freaky genius that man is.
I know. He's just so
Ugh.
wonderful. Before we go, we have to play Ding That's My Stop. We must. Caitlin, this is okay.
We didn't get to any of your TikToks.
I know. That's okay. I'm not able to play them where we can all see them in real time. So I'm just going to have to put them on our Instagram, which I'm happy to do because I'm following a lot of sassy babies right now. Babies who are like...
I feel like that's what TikTok is for you. It's watching kids that are like your spirit animal.
Well, everyone finds what their algorithm is on TikTok, and mine is just kids speaking like adults. And it really is all I need. Where it's like, I can't hold you, mommy. I'm a baby. You're a big kid. I'm a baby. And this baby was like maybe 2 years old. Fully speaking.
I love when babies get mad, stressed out, and they go, "Get out of here! Get out of here!" And they have such beautiful, because they are just learning words, and they don't want you to be here. They have such
So
perfect
true.
little words.
They figured out what a T was real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Don't.
and hands, like
Oh.
baby, like kid hands.
Just like, love it. It's so good. Oh, it's
I
so
find myself watching a lot of cool teens dancing.
So many cool teens. I know if I was young on TikTok, it would not work out for me because I would try and do like the moves.
It would work out for you in a weird way. You know, the viral lightsaber kid would be
Yeah,
Stacey.
that'd
We
be
gotta
me.
go.
Full braces going, I'm for sure going to kiss a guy by 15. No. Yeah, no.
So I had my period when I was 10. My mom said maybe you didn't wipe properly. I told her I did. Anyways, follow me on TikTok.
Totally.
As my mom said, I got my period at a Girl Guide meeting, and my mom was the Girl Guide leader. And I was like, Mom, I think I got my period. She goes, maybe you just didn't wipe enough. And I was like, I think I know if I had pooed and didn't wipe my butt, Ma. This is different.
We
Take
talked
me
about-
seriously.
Oh
We
my
talked about this
God.
week, but I think there's a difference, right? Like I'm not even getting into this.
Poo and periods.
Poo and periods. Yeah, there is a difference. I know it seems crazy for you to let that land, but it is.
Although for a few days a month, there is no difference.
No, there
so, Jason,
really.
you're not wrong.
Yeah,
It's just a nightmare zone.
it is a nightmare zone. I just finished my first week with a Diva Cup, and let me tell you, wow.
Game changer.
It's a game changer, but there is
Hey,
something
why don't more
mentally.
women talk about this? Because on our
We
community,
do.
like all of a sudden, half of them found it out like this week, and they're like, "Great, now I'll try
No,
that."
women. I feel like women either use the Diva Cup or they've heard about it and they just like don't have it when their period starts. So then you're not there to try it out. It's a game changer.
Pre-planner. It
Completely.
takes some pre-planning.
But it is like, well, I got to go put this cup inside my body and hope for the best. I heard there's a
I would do
learning
that
curve.
till I'd be 46 and be like, oh, every month. I think I was going to go get the Diva Cup, but then I forget until this happens, and then I just don't have it around.
that
would
happened to
be
me for a
that's
year.
how I do it with everything in my life.
Anyways.
Oh yeah. It's one of those things too where you're like, next time. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the same thing that I mean. Look, I'm not doing Chloe Ting, but next time I will.
I've been following
Next
this.
time.
I've been following this one young mom who's like, she's 22, super sassy, has 2 kids, or I think she's like 24. But she's been doing all the Chloe Tings, and she is Australian, so she always talks about how much Pepsi Max she's drinking, and I think it's always strange to hear the Pepsi Max at the end. She's been drinking Pepsi Max. She said that her husband has no control, so they've been eating KFC, and she's still getting shredded. So I'm following her journey, although she's 24, and
I'm
my
gonna,
skin
I'm gonna
is
go
different.
through all her videos as well.
Did she say it as like Pepsi makes?
Yeah.
Having a lot of Pepsi mix.
And then she has to remove her coffee table to make more space, and it's just like it's just a very shiny tile. Like her apartment looks like kind of, she's just like talking about the Pepsi. Yeah, it's so good.
Oh
Pepsi.
no.
Yeah,
Oh no.
totally.
Oh no. I can't even lost it there.
No, it's good. All right, let's get into our ding. That's my stop, Jason. We're excited. So you know the rules. When you want to hear about it,
I'll read a headline. If you want to learn more or chat about it a little bit, we'll get off at that stop.
as you've seen before or heard before, it's always open to tell Jason how terrible the selection even is. That's available as well.
That's a Stacy selection, but that's for most things in my life. That's not ding. That's my stop. That's if Jason tells us about his life, we'll just tell him how bad it is.
Okay, here we go.
Great. First one, Vermont. This is not Florida, so great. We're already stepping up. Vermont farmer returns prosthetic leg that skydiver lost during jump.
Oh my god! Yeah, I'll ding that. I'll ding
Yeah.
that.
Oh, it's a good story. Great.
Yeah. I'm having all the visuals.
Well, double amputee Chris Marquette
Oh
said
no!
he initially didn't realize his leg was even gone.
What?
I think my adrenaline was so high and I was just so excited. I didn't even realize I had lost it.
So wait, he lost it in the sky?
When he was jumping, that means there was a farmer plowing his fields and a leg fell from the sky. And he found it. There's a picture of it. It has a New Balance shoe on it. He jumped out with a New Balance shoe.
Could you imagine you're farming and you go, what the hell is that sound? 'Cause it's gonna make a bit of a sound, right? There's weight to it, or if it's hollow, it's going.
Of course.
They've
What the
they've got a quote in here from the farmer. You always got to keep an eye out.
So wait,
I don't think so.
how did he return it? Did he just call local skydiving clubs?
I'm sure the skydiving club's not far from it. So when you see a leg fall out of the sky and it's a prosthetic, you pick it up, you probably go, well, let me think here. Let me really like.
I don't know what I would
Nancy
think.
Drew this shit. It's probably from the Sky Club down the street.
Maybe he gets other things too. Like maybe this isn't the first thing to fall off somebody, right?
Oh, sure.
Totally.
It's like riding that pirate ship that goes upside down at Canada's Wonderland. And you just find like wallets upon wallets underneath.
You know, the other night I saw a comet shooting in the sky, and
No, you did not.
I didn't. Yeah, and you know what I thought it was at first was a UFO, and I got so excited because I was like, they're here.
Oh, they're
The
here.
news told us about him months ago, saying for sure we've seen sightings, and I was like, oh, we're just gonna brush over that. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh, NASA's like, yeah, for sure there's aliens. Anyways, other things to do.
There's
Like,
been
Anyways,
no
COVID.
follow up. Yeah, I need the
Yeah.
info. That's
In this
incredible.
article, I will say this too. The reason why he said you got to keep an eye out is because he said, God forbid the combine suck it up. It would have been destroyed for sure.
I like that this farmer is no nonsense.
But here's and then there's this too. So then the guy gets the leg back, and they interview him too, and he says we kind of take for granted sometimes how many truly good people there still are in the world, and I'm like,
That's nice.
it's nice and everything, but in my mind, maybe it's the wrong place to go. I'm like, this leg fell from the sky and the guy drove it down the street. Is that really this guy could still be a complete asshole, but it's just like, get your fucking leg off my farm. Like, I don't know.
Well, I think he's more concerned how that leg was going to bust up his brand new combine. He spent $7,000 on that damn thing. I'm not putting a new motor in it. Sick and tired of all these lunatics jumping from the sky. Stay on the damn ground.
My question is, like, I love how the guy was like, my adrenaline was pumping in the skies. I had no idea it had popped off. It's like, I don't think I would notice anything.
They said if the leg fell 9,500 feet, that means people for sure saw this somewhere being like,
Also, did it not break or bounce after falling?
Well, that's what he wrote. 9,500 foot drop and it's 100% intact.
How was
this
the
is
New
an
Balance?
ad for this prosthetic.
I know, and the New Balance shoe.
They're both sponsors of ours now. We gotta send them invoices.
Shocks like no other.
Whoa. All right, what's the next story?
The next story.
Oh, God, that was a good one. I'm impressed.
Vienna men fined 500 euros for deliberate mass flatulence.
What?
Huh?
That didn't make any sense top to bottom.
It makes sense to me. The guy was basically...
Say it faster.
Yeah.
A Vienna man was fined 500 euros for deliberate mass flatulence.
Oh,
Caitlin!
Fined.
That's the new way to get Jason to make sense. Say it faster.
Just go faster, and then I got it.
What do you think I said?
He found that some Vienna men found 500 euros and then mass farted. Which is also, I have questions for.
Can you imagine finding $5,000 as a group and then just fucking shitting your pants with excitement? Brah. Oh my God. I will say you do have the funniest at Second City. You have, I think, the funniest wall quote. Where didn't you fart and you're like, that was me? Like, or you're like, sorry.
I farted. I just said I farted.
I farted.
I farted.
I thought people could hear it on stage or something, and I just thought that was so funny in my mind.
I mean, I was such a spaz there. I fell off the stage. I was always tripping. I was always like, remember they had glow tape on the stage, but then sometimes people would lean their elbows on the glow tape.
Yeah.
So when there was a blackout and you're supposed to get off stage right, you don't know where the glow tape is. So instead, the lights come up and now you're standing on a table.
And you Marty Adams it, yeah.
And you wipe out, and I took out a full pitcher of margaritas.
You
and
did
there was
not.
Glass everywhere.
Oh my, were you okay?
Oh, wow.
I was okay, but it's one of those things where you're like, I'm fine.
Oh my God.
I'm fine.
And then you go home and cry for 4 hours?
Yeah, it would be one of the things where it's like, I'm going home. And they're like, it's the middle of a show. And I'm like, I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. If I fell off the table, oh, yeah.
We had to do that once because
That is-
we had a cast like kicking the door, and then she came down on her leg, and her leg, the shin part went in the middle of a show, and then we had to get her to the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
And so we had to continue the show with like one less cast member.
How does that even work?
It was fine. I mean, I actually like those moments. I'm like, not that it's obviously terrible what happened to the
More
person.
stage time for you, though, right?
I just think it's fun.
Jason going, this is my
I'll do
moment.
a rolls.
I remember I was barfing
No, I'll
so
be fine.
much.
Nope. Okay, it's broken. It's more broken. I'll do a rolls.
She's going to be out for weeks. Listen, I've been waiting. I've been waiting.
I broke her understudies legs too, and I threw him out of a plane.
It's all good.
Don't worry, they'll come back.
Okay, wait. So they found $5,000 or no, he was fined $5,000 for
This
farting
article, now
publicly.
that I'm reading it, is great. Because what happened is police went to identify him, and so they went up to talk to him because he was sitting on a park bench. He asked for his things, and he, how did they put it? Where? Oh my God, where did this go?
So wait, the cop said, "Hey, who are you? Give me your ID." And he said, "This is my ID." And he went.
Well, I'll read you what the police said. Of course, nobody is put on the spot if one slips out by accident. But this man slightly raised himself from the bench, looked at the officers, and patently, in a completely deliberate way, emitted a massive fart in their immediate proximity.
Good.
And they fined him 500 euros for this?
But it means they came up and they're like, "Can we see your ID?" And he went, like, staring at them in the eyes, and slowly lifted up and was like, "That's my name."
I love this guy, and I'm willing to pay his fine.
Oh, I would too. That's perfect.
We'll get
That
one of
is-
our sponsors. We got New Balance to pay it for us.
That is my kind of punkiness, and I would never do it because I'm always like, yeah, I'm afraid of getting in so much trouble. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the idea of like being a little bit punky with farts. Like that's fun. Never vandalism or stealing, but lying and farting. That's my kind of.
Punky. That's what we needed, a punk show.
That's
Punky.
punky for me.
It's punky. I can't believe he got fined. No, I don't like that. This poor man.
No, I don't
think-
like it either.
Do you think he ripped it? They were like, "The hell did you do?" And then it stunk so bad, they're like, "You were getting a ticket for that stanker, bud."
They did it. They're like,
That's-
there's a $100 fine. Oh,
Oh, 200.
oh,
300.
Four.
500.
I can taste 500. Oh.
Oh. It's like when I eat melon.
I hope in
You
my
get a slight
mind,
allergy to it, and your throat starts to close a little bit.
I hope he had it on him, like the 500 euro just in his wallet, and he was just like happily, just like
Here.
smacked it down.
I'm not new to this game.
Come see me tomorrow morning before 9 a.m. is best.
Scooping chili out of a can, cold.
Eating just green olives with 2 fingers. Jarring some olives.
That's what, like, yeah.
You think this is weird going in? Wait till it comes out.
It makes me happy. Okay, do you have any more as we are coming to the end? I even hate to say it.
Well, I brought this one up because we put it on
Fingering
our,
2 olives forever, though. Just, I'm gonna keep
because we
thinking
put
about
this on our Instagram because it was like it came up. I was like, I'm just gonna pull the story up, and it was actually in People magazine, out of all places.
Oh, my
Great.
favorite place.
Man accused of decapitating landlord with a samurai sword after a rent dispute.
That's just intense.
It's very intense, but I only bring it up because the last time someone brought up a samurai sword, I think it was Haley brought it up on our community and she's like, why don't you come up with samurai stories more? And I was like, I've actually had a samurai story before where a guy literally got stabbed by his roommate and the cops showed up and he was like, he was smoking. He's like, it's nothing. We're okay. And he had the sword
In
through
him.
his stomach.
I'm gonna say this: the Venn diagram of those who own samurai swords and those who are just like unwell. It's a big fat overlap. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
that middle part is thick.
Yeah.
People with just samurai swords also, it's like you are not a warrior.
No.
No.
No. And where are you getting them? What's happening? I
You
don't
know-
like this.
You know what you could do as like an investigator? You could just stand at a flea market where they sell samurai swords and then follow those people around that buy the samurai swords.
Instead of finding guys living their best life for farting, maybe fall around the samurai people.
That's my shitty version of the Tom Cruise movie where they try to catch crimes before they happen. They got a massive computer that tells you the oracles that tells you like
Oh, wow.
I'll just go to like a flea market and be like, well, that guy's gonna commit something at some point.
Okay.
Got it.
You got it. I think this is also a great way to like, it's a brand new career for you, Jason, too, to like, and for sure, like you're going to get hurt real quick because
Yeah.
you're going to be accosting a bunch of men with swords.
Petit Jason.
But I support it.
Yeah.
I support it.
I think he'd go to bed happy.
I mean, I do need a new career right now, so this is great. This is a good
Oh,
idea.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You and me both, baby. What are we going to do, y'all?
I don't know.
I don't know, but this Stacy can come with me and you can pull out your Babysitter Club character. You just write down license plates of the guys that
That's
leave
Harry
flea
the Spy.
markets
Yeah,
and be
that's
like,
true. That's
Here,
true.
it's by, yeah.
No,
And
I
then-
There'll be like an unsolved murder in like in a city, and you just walk up with a list and go, check these license plates. Guarantee it's one of these people.
Well, you send that list to me because I'm really good at admin work.
oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm really good at admin.
10%.
And then Jason and I will bike over to your house and put the 10% in your mailbox and leave, as per the logistics.
Our bikes are just like they've got the big banana seats, and we kind of go
I had one of those
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
with the things
tight
on
pedals, so
the
you have to go like
tires.
this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then when you bike, it goes clink 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 clink.
I love
clink,
that.
clink, 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 clink.
One of my best pals, she had an adult tricycle, and we would hold on to the back, and she would drive us around, bike us around Toronto.
Wait,
Like
Yeah.
I want an adult tricycle.
I do too.
And we would go to this was back when we would go to, oh my God, what was that
Bars.
place? Bars, yeah. But it was behind Futures. What's it called? No, not Insomnia. What's one behind Futures? It was
Are you
like
talking about the
Nirvana.
green room or whatever it's called? Oh, the one behind Futures.
Anyways.
The red room? Remember the red room and the green room?
Oh,
Wasn't
yeah.
that the Brunny?
No. It was one of
Or the
those.
Transat
but
Club?
No. But we would go there and like have like the $3 martini nights, which I can't even believe were a thing. And then she would pick us up on the adult tricycle and we'd bike home. So it was the best of days. Oh yeah. I remember I was so broke. I just started doing comedy. I went to the Red Room and in the ATM there was like $40. And I was like, did anyone lose? And I literally did my due diligence. And then I was like, you know, when you're so broke and young and you're like, we're drinking tonight. Your cheapest water vodka, please. Whatever.
Absolutely. It would be the times you would know the ATM that you could take $5 out of. You're like, I know if I go to that one, I can get $5 because Lord knows I only got 17 in the bank.
I know. Those were the best. Anyways.
Do I take a 15 now?
Yeah, do you take the 15? Yeah.
Yeah? Or do I take a 10 now, but then that's 2 service charges? No. Take out 15 now and then hide it on yourself. Trick yourself, Kate.
Yeah, that's what I would do too. I would put them in different pants. So it'd be little gifts.
I have to. Otherwise, I put them in pants. I put them in a coat pocket, seal it away.
That's so smart.
I say, I'll see you next year.
When I need. Because it always finds you when you need it, I feel like.
I do too.
Anyways.
I also keep a jar of coins at my door and people make fun of me all the time. But when I come in, I empty my my change into this little like dish.
So smart. Yeah.
And I'm going to say it has brought gigs into my life.
Really?
Just saying. Yeah. It's brought like a few paychecks where like the minute the pandemic, okay, no bragging, but I did a TD Bank commercial once. And the minute the pandemic hit, they were like, they want to renew your TD Bank commercial. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But you're blaming that on the coins at the front door?
No, I'm thanking the coins at the front door. I think they brought in like
they bring abundance.
We
have to have you on and really unpack all that because Jason is such a skeptic and I certainly believe, and I know that you are into all of like, you know, the energies and all that kind of stuff. You must come back and we have to talk about this officially.
Oh my God.
I feel like that's a Gang Up on Jason podcast, but I'm in.
It will be because we've dipped our toe in the Bravo, which we have to get more into, but I feel like the abundance talk we're ready for. The tarots, everything that's happening.
Well, I've never had a tarot card done or had my chart done.
Really?
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm personally going to
I just know that I'm a Libra and I know that certain things you can't explain.
It's true. But do you know what
things are just working for 20 years in the industry and finally you get a commercial.
But do you know what your rising is? Because that's where you figure things out. Because I'm a Pisces, but Libra rising, which makes sense because I always want to be in order and balance, but Pisces creates chaos. So that's why I'm forever in chaos.
Are you a Pisces?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
but Libra rising.
Very interesting. What are you, Jason?
I'm a Virgo.
Yeah.
Jason, do you know that all the men I've ever loved have been Virgos?
We're lovable people.
It's just my husband. I've only been in love the one time.
But it worked out.
When's his birthday?
September 19th.
Oh my God, that's so close to mine.
Oh, well, I thought it was going to be the same day.
Yeah, it's not even that close.
Oh my God, that's so close to. Well, I'd hope it's close. Otherwise,
it's in the
there's
same,
two Virgos.
like, he's a Virgo. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, he's in the same month.
And you know what, Stacey? All the important women in my life have been Pisces.
No.
Absolutely. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that makes, that's nice.
That checks.
That's good company. Yeah, you got to come back. We got to fully unpack this. We'll do your chart.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want. It'd be so fun.
Okay, what a fun episode.
It was such a fun episode. We have to, we're going to do the little guest promo. So it's just going to be you on your screen. You can talk about all of the things that are happening. So go for it.
Okay. Well, all the things that are going on. First of all, thank you for having me on the show.
Oh my
I listen to every single episode. Oh my God. So sometimes you would mention things today and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear that on Wednesday or Monday. Be cool.
We're trying to be cool.
Yeah. The Sunday service is every Sunday at 9
So
o'clock.
good.
We stream live on YouTube.
That's Pacific time.
That's Pacific time, yeah. But you can watch it the next day, Eastern time in the morning. That's a fun thing to do. Mm-hmm. You don't have to watch the whole thing. It's all improv.
And you got Blind Tiger.
Comedy school. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got a comedy school called Blind Tiger Comedy. We're teaching classes online right now. We've got some really great electives. Really great teachers from all over the world are teaching because why not? So that's blindtigercomedy.ca. Watch New Eden, watch the Babysitters Club. Yay! And yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh my God, you're doing so much. That freaking coins at your door is doing great things.
Yeah. It's the pandemic. Aren't we all supposed to just be lazy right now? Isn't that what's happening?
I've never worked so hard in my damn life.
It's so good though. I will say, if you are looking to take classes, Blind Tiger, like truly the funniest people to learn from. Go take a class. It's so fun. And like build an online community. It's so wonderful, as per this chat is so lovely. But like get into it. So good. And
And
Sunday
if you can't
service.
afford a class, we have so many different scholarships and bursaries. And this summer we're giving away classes. If you've never taken a class with Blind Tiger and you are a Black, Indigenous person of color, it's free. It's on us this summer. So we're
That's so
giving away, and
great.
there's also financial scholarships, diversity scholarships. So if money's an issue, we'll take care of that. Send us an email.
That's amazing. Go check out Blind Tiger. Watch the Sunday service. I am always watching it on Sundays. It's so freaking funny. And you have amazing guests. So Paul F. Tompkins, he likes to drop in. Is he officially doing the whole summer or basically?
He's like dropping in and out.
Okay.
He'll pop in here, he'll pop in there.
So you got to catch them all just in case.
Gotta catch them all.
Oh, we have, before we end, we have Lydia who says she's first time catching the stream live. She always listens to the podcast on her way to work. Well, welcome, Lydia. What a podcast to watch with the wonderful and amazing Caitlin. So everyone go check out Caitlin. Follow her on Instagram. She's a joy of joys. And Sunny Service, Blind Tiger, New Eden for sure, Babysitters Club. I'm going to be doing all the things. Jason, is there anything you want to say before we go to next week? We will see you all on Monday.
Yeah, I wish I was doing all of those things.
I know. Caitlin, please come back very soon whenever you want to wake up at 9 and do your chart and talk about all spiritual things that Jason is
She's
against.
already been up for 2 hours before that even comes around. She's a morning person.
I know. But
I
it's
was
just
I was
nice.
jade rolling my face this morning while having a cold bath, so I wasn't so puffy for y'all.
I'm going to
Yeah,
say
I had
also,
this.
then you do a 9 o'clock show. So like, there's no sleep in Caitlin's life.
I have to send you the face roller that I'm using. That is incredible from Amazon. It's so large. It's not
I
really
have to
helping
send you
with
this new serum I bought. It's replaced all my serums. It's replaced a retinol cream. It's replaced everything. And now I
Really?
just do the one.
What is it? Ordinary?
You Beauty.
Sponsored.
Female CE owned, clean beauty.
Really? You Beauty. Okay, we'll talk about this when you're back.
Okay, we'll talk later.
The best. Have the best weekend, Caitlin. Thank you so much for following us. And we will see you all on Monday. Bye.
Bye.